So if the universe is expanding, everything that is expanding, would it not follow, and it does for me, that life wants to expand? That every little critter, every big critter, every plant wants to expand. And that the type of work that we're discussing is the next level of expansion for consciousness. Because I don't know that humans have always had the capacity, maybe we have, and it just wasn't recorded, the capacity to expand at the seemingly accelerated rate that has become possible because of the ways that we can now transmit information from person to person. But it seems to me like if you wanted to give a point to our experience, to me, that point would be to expand alongside of the universe, and also expand in contribution to the universe expanding.
I'm going to take that in a kind of the same direction, but a little bit slightly different direction. And that we're really expanding, if it makes sense, it seems like this is kind of the expanding, like brain expanding. If you're listening, I'm brain expanding, which is good, which is a way of expanding your mind. Really, we're talking about expanding within, and that is, like we were talking about, limitless. That your mind, consciousness, and thought together are creating your reality. And when we look into that space, we will find that it is expanding in the way that you were talking about.
A mantra that I think of a lot is being the biggest version of myself. And not just the particulars of my life or just my thoughts, but like myself.
What if you didn't have to do that? What if you were already
already the biggest version? I like that. I like that. And the consideration of self as sort of a spiritual entity that is in a human body is sort of aligned with that thought. Because that spiritual entity is probably already the biggest version of its self, whatever type of mysterious matter it's made out of.
Yeah.
I like that. Are you telling me to get back into the river of well-being? Yay.
It's a good place to be.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do anything to get there. There's a part of you that's already there, and there's a part up here that might not be.
Mm-hmm.
And that will melts away into that best version of yourself. And it's not even the best version, really. Or biggest. Yeah. I think you said biggest.
Biggest. I've learned to stop saying best.
Yeah.
Because
No, that's good. That's good. And,
yeah.
and maybe it's even beyond like size.
Mm-hmm.
Does that even make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like size doesn't even begin to cover it.
Well, size is a limited metric
Mm-hmm.
to what my human body can perceive.
Yeah.
Right? I guess for me, that thought, that mantra is it's a very positive feeling.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I kind of lean into it a little bit is I love the thought. It's inspiring to me.
Mm-hmm.
If I ask myself the question of like, how can I grow a little bit more today?
Ooh.
Yeah. And I guess that's what I mean when I say like bigger, like growing, internal, like just growth. But I think you're wise to point out that that isn't necessary in order. I think maybe what you're saying is in order for any kind of like worthiness.
Mm. Yeah.
If that's what we're talking about,
Yeah.
that it's built on the foundation of I am inherently worthy as a being that exists. And beyond that, I think that the fun of life is to grow in the direction that I feel called to grow.
Mm. Okay. I have a visual that I think is freaking fantastic, and I think this will I think help you see it in the way that I want to talk about it. If we imagine like a beautiful flower, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would be kind of like growing and expanding and in your form. And then what I'm talking about is the roots. Grow the roots. And the flower up here is going to take care of itself.
You just blew my mind. I've never thought about it like that, but I think that really gets at connection to source.
Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of what you're hinting at? Because the roots of the flower are going into the earth. They're sort of digging into the source, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Closer and closer to the source. Wow. Yeah, you just blew my mind. That's wonderful. Excellent. I really like that your coaching practice has so much to do with embracing that inherent worthiness
Mm-hmm.
and also default of well-being. I really like that it seems like you would maybe focus less on things like goal setting, but a lot more like connection with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And understanding your value and worth. And then experiencing that truly. Experiencing it, not using it to do anything
Mm-hmm.
necessarily. Am I misrepresenting that?
I think that hits it right on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unlike any type of coaching that I've been exposed to. And I think that there is really incredibly interesting work to be done when you're not adhering to some strict set of to-dos.
No, I don't really have a to-do. I in all of my coaching sessions, even in the podcast, like we talked about at the beginning, I said we're just gonna really kind of show up and see what comes, and our creative geniuses will guide us, and that's how I coach, and how I like to do the podcast. You can tell the people listening that did we have an agenda, a list of
Nope.
Yeah.
It's an organic experience.
Yeah.
And I think that is it's art. I heard that in another episode, that for you, coaching is an art. And I can absolutely see that in the way that you coach, because it is much more of an art. You really make like the experience of life an art when it seems that the three principles, you're making the experience of life an artistic expression. And I think that that's what I've gotten out of my work with you. Yep. Feel it. Yep.
Oh, the feeling that I had from that sentence. I had to like close my eyes, and just be like, kind of just, woo, dang. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for that. I'm just saying what I've experienced from working with you, that's the experience. If what you want is the experience of life as art, then this is the coaching practice for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Maybe you should make that my my last thought.
I think that should be, yeah. This is
We did a do-over. My last thought before ended up not being the last
thought. Yeah. Exactly. Cool stuff. Thank you.
You're welcome.